So before we get started here today, getting into our chipping and then working into some putting though, I just want to get everyone introduced to each other here, make sure we all know each other. I know some of you know each other before, others are new, so let's go ahead and just have everyone introduce themselves down the line here. I'm going to start down at the end here with Sid. Just want you to kind of introduce yourself, tell us how long you've been playing golf for, and what part of the game you really want to improve while we're kind of going through these clinics we're going to be doing over the next few days.
Yeah, Sid Krishna, and I've been in Dallas for about like 4 years. I want to improve just like the contact and being able to get a solid shot out, like short and the long game.
Perfect. So looking to improve some contact, definitely. We can definitely get you on that. Next down the line here, we've got Joe.
Yep, Joe Butterfield. I've been in Dallas now 2 years. And what I want to do is I want to break 40.
Break 40. Good.
Yeah, I want to break 40 for 9 holes. I haven't done it, and I've been close, and it's time to get it done.
Perfect. Excellent. Well, this stuff right here we're doing, the short game, that's where it's at there. We can always hit the ball well, but if we can't get it in the hole once we get up there, that's going to definitely get us over 40. So we'll definitely be doing some good work with that here. Let's move down the line again here. We got Al. What about yourself, Al?
I'm Al Havens. I'm from Dallas. I've been playing golf 25 years, and I'm very inconsistent with my club face. Getting clean club face shots. Definitely with my irons, so I'd like to improve that.
Gosh, perfect. So clean contact there, good. We can definitely get you there. Chipping here will get us with that setup-wise. We'll move into more when we get into the full game there on contact and some drills you can get there. Let's move on down the line here. We've got our female in the group here. How are we doing today, Amy?
Great. Yeah, my name's Amy. I have been playing golf here and there for about 6 years now, I think.
Good.
But I think I'm really inconsistent overall, and I want to improve my form because I think that's a big part of it.
Perfect, excellent. And then, see, I think you and Joe knew each other, correct?
Yep.
And then for the most part, everybody else is just meeting each other today?
Yep.
Good. All right, perfect. Well, welcome everyone. I'll do myself here as well. My name is Mike Sarup. I've been in the Dallas area here a little over 3 years. I'm originally from Ohio, so I know we've got an Ohio-like day going today here, so hopefully it's a little chilly out here. We've all got our jackets, and it's a little overcast, but we're going to make the best of it. We got to play golf outside, so the environment's what we got to deal with there. So other than that, I think we're going to be ready to roll here. So thank you for coming out today, and to stop me at any point if you guys have any questions at all right, so you guys know where the restrooms are. We went over that before. Always feel free to hop in your cart and right back over there and head up the hill if you need to go to the restroom. If you have any questions, just throw something at me and we'll stop and go over that, all right?
Great.
Excellent, perfect. All right, well, welcome everyone. We're down here in the short game area here today. This is going to be kind of the beginning of our short game here. We're going to be doing some putting and some chipping. Now, have you guys heard the terms chipping and pitching and putting before?
Yep.
Okay, so putting versus chipping, probably know the difference between that. Putter's going to be rolling on the ground. Chipping, we get a little bit of airtime there, but how about chipping versus pitching? Do we know what the difference is between those two?
Pitching goes like much higher.
Yeah, exactly. So as Sid just said there, the pitching goes much higher in terms of it's going to fly more in the air and roll on the ground less. So it's just in terms of the halfway point, it's going to be more in air versus on the ground. Versus a chip shot is a lower variety shot, like a bump and run, spends more time on the ground rolling than it does in the air flying. So we're going to be working today with mainly on the chip shot, lower variety. They're not going to fly more than halfway to the target and roll the rest of the way there. So we got a couple options for that club-wise here. We're working on our main differences for setup. When we do this versus our other parts of the game, whether it's full swing or driving and such like that. So we've each got our little station here, which we'll get to momentarily. But so when we're getting into it today, we're going to have our keys here. We're going to have setup. Our grip's going to maintain the same throughout the game here. The only time it'll change is when we get to the putter. And it's very individualized then. We'll get to have some fun with that, maybe even change our grip, be a little bit more creative, I guess you could say there with those. So on those there, now the clubs I made you guys bring over here today, I've got an 8-iron and a pitching wedge for chipping there. Has everyone used those before for chipping, or is this kind of a new thing?
Yes, use them before.
Use them before.
Yeah, used them before, good. So that's a good thing there. Say, the main thing we like to go with chipping here is not to always grab your most lofted club. We're trying to use some less loft to get better at the game because our misses are much smaller when we have less loft on the club. More loft requires bigger swings to make it go the distance. Less loft, such as 8-iron and pitching wedge, which we have here, small swing, small miss. Even if we're a little off contact-wise, we'll be in good shape.
How do you know if a club has more loft or
Well, I've got a good question there. So if we're looking for more versus less loft there, so we're going to start with our 8-iron today versus we'll also be using pitching wedge. So in between there, we have an 8, we have a 9, and then pitching wedge comes after. In between each number there, does anybody know roughly what the loft difference is?
4 degrees.
Yeah, about 4 degrees generally is the gap there. So with the old standard for a pitching wedge used to be about 48 degrees. So if we base it off of that, we're looking at about 8 degrees different when we go pitching 9, 8. So we'd be in that 40 degree range. But nowadays they keep de-lofting clubs, so it's a little different here and there, but roughly 8 degree difference there is what we're working with. So we'll see difference in, so will that pitching wedge go higher or lower, you think, than 8-iron?
Higher.
Higher, exactly, gonna go higher. Perfect. So